Hello, viewers. This is Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast for my segment called the Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to breach your heart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change your adult language. Now, if you're once again, I say it again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will take you to adult lane. Now, if you're over 18, that means you got to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else out the way, let's get into the topic of the latest episode of Kyoryuger. So basically, the King-Ohger were after helping Prince to morph, using access his brave energy that allows him to morph, and using the King Gobble Cadaver, they were fighting with some foot soldiers and some foot soldiers, and took down the D-Boss monster named Debo. So basically, so his name. Oh, sorry. The Debo monster, his name was Seeking. Took down the Chimera, the Debo monster named Seeking. But the new head of the Debo army, both used the energy that was from the monster, the bright energy that the monster gave, to make himself grow, and basically, with no other choice, the key ogres and the Kyoryugers had no choice to retreat back to the warehouse where everybody's being holed out. So basically, when they got to the warehouse, people were kind of all the people there, that been staying there because of the depot, were kind of in a bad mood. So basically, the King Ogres and and a little help from the Kyoryugers cheered up the people and whatnot. So basically, Luckyo and Cinderella, I think that's how you can say, the two good D bosses, start to cheer up the people and whatnot. So basically, turns out that Uchi Kid Green got hurt during the fight, and basically Prince felt like it was his fault because he see Uchi as his master. He just said that he said that Soji Kid Green as his master when it comes to swordplay and whatnot. So basically, and that's when Reckless, sorry, hello, uh, uh, tongue tied, miss tongue tied today. Anyway, blah blah. Anyway, and that's when Jeremy came back with Ian and his friend. That we found something. I found out something very interesting from that stone, from that wall, from those hieroglyphs on that wall. Turns out that when during the age of the Kyoryugers, back in the ancient age of the Kyoryugers, people from Earth left Earth and went to a different planet. Turns out those are our ancestors. So people from Earth left Earth and went to the planet Terran, where the key urges come from. So basically, there's a connection. So basically, the people who left Earth, who made the spaceship, basically turned out that the Kabuto Castle is also a spaceship as well. So basically, they used the spaceship to go to a different planet in their current Terran. So that was over 2,000 years ago. And turns out that the artwork the artwork was done by my dad. So basically, oh god. So basically, after hearing this, so basically all we got to do is somehow it somehow get it somehow activate the Kabuto caster spaceship mode, and maybe and we can get back home somehow. And basically, while that was going on, Kid Prince had got a call for Amy, and she told Prince that I found where the red Gobletera and the other boat souls are at. So basically, why don't you get the others? But turns out that there's some D-Boy foot soldiers, Dale was waiting for her waiting for her and got ambushed by. So basically, Prince, Prince said, I'm gonna handle this myself, but Soji was like, no, you need to get the others, but matter of fact, I'll go with you, so she was too badly hurt to go with Prince to go help save Amy. So basically, giving Wit Prince to go help Amy. So basically, Prince and so basically. Prince and Prince and Garen went to go save Amy and free the boat doors and whatnot. So basically, after they took down the D-Boy foot soldiers, they was like, and Prince called Amy mom for a moment, but Garen was not paying attention, and basically turns out that Prince is fucking. Prince it's Amy and King's son from the future. So anyway, meanwhile, somehow that back on the planet, back on the planet Terran, Michi Susuna Kaguragi's sister wearing that ring that Rakdos gave him, and somehow it got a message through Susuna to activate the capture spaceship mode, and basically that's what she did. Somehow she managed to get the Crown Lance, the Crown Lance somehow and use it to activate the Kabuto's capture spaceship mode, and basically all the Sugar Zords, all the 10 main Sugar Zords being, that makes up the Megazord, went inside the castle, and basically the castle warped, started to warp, like went into warp drive and headed towards Earth, Earth. So anyway, meanwhile, so basically, now that the now that the curators have their Zords back, they still could, even though if they had that the Zords are free now, but they still could more. So basically, and that's when, if we play the melody of the, paying the Q Ranger theme song, we can restore score the Q Ranger's powers again, and then we're able to morph. And while a bunch of footers were attacking the warehouse where they've been held up, and so basically, since Himo is also a good piano player, she started to play she started to play the piano, and all the people started to sing the Q Ranger song. Then all of a sudden the Q Ranger beat batteries came back, and then I was able to morph again. And basically, and that's when the Kabuto castle set up with the Shugot Zords as well. And basically, the Q Rangers and the Kyoryugers were able to morph again, and basically team up against against the Debo, who's the current leader of the Debo's army, working together as a team. So basically, and before that happened, Prince had got a like a sort of like a voice message from King saying that Garbatera, I'm gonna be gone for a while. So basically, I want you to look out for Garbatera for me. So basically, King was talking to what somehow was communicating was communicating to Prince somehow, and Prince, and Prince got Dayu's message to look at the Garbatera and whatnot. So anyway, so basically working together as a team, they was able to take down the Devil's army and took down Debo, or took out Debo, who made himself grow, and using both Megazords and took them down, and all the people and Earth was free from the Debo's army once again. So basically, Tokyo is now free from the Debo army once again, and the day was set. So basically, the king. So basically, the Q Rangers, the King-Ogres, and the Kyoryugers were saying the goodbyes, and basically it turns out that Cinderella and Noble are slaves to get married very soon after, once the Devo's army was defeated, shit is, Cinderella, the good D-boss who has a costume, who loves you, who has Noble, aka Key Blue, are slated to get married soon, and we see Noble's sister saying that it's about time that Noble settled down, and basically after they said goodbye, and that's when after they said goodbye, that's when Prince revealed to everybody that, well, Prince is just a nickname. My real name is what's his name? So basically, his name is Dido Jr. or some shit like that. And basically, the others were shocked that say, oh, this gotta be your son. So basically, Prince is your son. So basically, the other key wizards were shocked that that Prince is Amy and King's son from the future or whatnot. So basically, the king. hmm, so basically, the King just hop aboard the Kabuto Castle spaceship, and basically headed back to their own world along with their Zords. And basically, in this episode ended on this note, on a happy note. So basically, this is how the episode ended. So basically, I wish that I wish they would have I wish they would have got King back for this episode, but hearing his voiceover in this episode was alright. Well, at least we got something. And I wish they would have got Uchi back, aka Kiryu Silver, aka Kiryu Gold as well, back in this episode and this match team up. But it is what it is. So basically, turned out that out of the 6 original Kyryugers, they couldn't get back the Red Ranger or the Gold Ranger for this 2-part episode because they were doing different projects at the time. So basically, I'm hoping that if they do some in a future episode, in any future episode of the series, that would be awesome. But until then, we just have to wait and see. But otherwise, this was not a bad. This was not a bad. This was not a bad. It was an okay team up. I just wish they would have had all the main 6 key rangers, all the 6 key users in this 2-part team up. But it is what it is. So anyway, So anyway, what do you guys think about this? About this team up between the King-Ohgers and the Kyoryugers? Good, bad, or just okay? Please let me know. Anyway, turn it off. Some screw reviews. One.